It's Friday Night Frenzy, brought to you by Ford.
Western Slope, how's it going? Titus Cleveland here, Jackson Cowan. It is Friday Night Frenzy presented by Ford. And Jeff Hinkle, he'll be joining us soon in a bit. Got a lot of games on the Western Slope tonight. You got the in-town rivals, Grand Junction, facing off against FRUITA Monument. The Red Hawks of Montrose took the drive to Stoker Stadium as they took on the Warriors of Central High School, and the Palisade Bulldogs host the Durango Demons as they look to defend home territory. We kick things off with the Bulldogs against Palisade, going up against the Durango Demons. Jackson.
The first game of the week, it begins at Stoker Stadium, Titus. It's a battle between two teams who are both 2-1 coming into this one. And the Palisade Bulldogs, they host the Durango Demons, like you said. Palisade enters after beating Resurrection Christian, while Durango, on the other hand, they've won 2 straight. And Durango coming up to town, they showed why early on. It's Grady Feeney playing quarterback, out wide, finds his man. That's Sebastian Tripp. Little yards after the catch there, and then they're showing it off in the run game. It's Gus Halls breaking a couple tackles, gets past the line of scrimmage, picks up about 10 on the play. He sets up his quarterback. Grady Feeney carries it in, basically untouched. That makes it 7-0 Demons. And then after a stop, Durango, well, they go right back to work. Here they come in the second quarter this time, and it's through the air once again. Tripp, whoop, nice little move there. Little toe tap here coming up. Just working through the air, on the ground, a little bit of everything. That was Dawson McInnes, and then back to the run game. This time Feeney keeping it himself, takes a hit, breaks a tackle, takes a hit at the end of that one. He gets right back up. This one somehow under pressure, through the air. A little late on that, that's on me, but he found Ollie Peterson in the end zone, 14-0, and then it's time for the Dogs. They are barking. Carter Hayward, he has a nice gain, still in the second quarter, and then he gets it right back, all the way down. Now in the red zone, knocked out of bounds right at the 1-yard line, but Durango holds. Palisade has to settle for a field goal right into halftime, 14-3, and then Palisade, the Dogs, they come right back out. Third quarter, the drive again. This time it stalls in the red zone. They can't find a way to punch it in the end zone. In this one, long field goal. Get Carter Hayward, he's doing it on the ground, and now he kicks the 46-yarder. The Bulldogs defense held up in the second half. Yeah, that was a big one. 14-6, Durango back with the ball. Like I said, Bulldog defense, Palisade, they did their job in the second half until this. A chip shot for Dylan Burns. That makes it 17-6. Not enough time for the Dogs to come back and do anything else, and that does it. Grady Feeney leads the way with 1 passing touchdown and 1 on the ground. Ollie Peterson, he caught that 1 touchdown pass for the Demons. Durango moves to 3-1, while Feeney says it was his teammates that made him successful.
Yeah, definitely our offensive line. They're, Palisade's big up front, and lots of credit to all of them. They're very physical players, very big, but we knew coming into this game that our offensive line could handle them, and they're going to make some big holes. And shout out Coach Sutter, offensive line coach. He's done great with those guys. They've been working super hard all year. So really big shout out to them. I didn't have to do much. It was all them.
Durango now on a 3-game winning streak, while Palisade, on the other hand, they sit at 2-2. And then right after that, we stayed at Stoker Stadium, Titus.
We did.
You had the next one, a very good Montrose team.
I was expecting a good game from the Red Hawks, and I got exactly that. Let's roll right to the highlights. Roll right to them. Montrose rolls into Junction with 3 straight wins in their back pocket. They're riding high, while on the other hand, Central is still searching for their first win of the year. The Warriors fans, they showed up and showed out when they were ready to play. The Warriors win the coin flip, and they would receive the ball first, but could not do anything with it on their first drive. 3 and out, just like that. Montrose takes over. Right there is Mr. Chase Meehan. I'm going to say that name again later on in this highlight. Enter Cade Saunders, rolls out and finds Aiden Gonzalez, drops it right in his lap. You can't throw a better pass than that, folks. I mean, that was on the money from Mr. Saunders. A couple plays later, and the QB says, I'll take it in myself with my legs. 16 yards straight to the crib, and it is 7-zip Red Hawks. They are ready for this matchup. Next drive for the Red Hawks, Elijah Womack, you know the man, Mr. Big 30. Bulldozes his way into the end zone. No surprise there, folks. That's 14-0, and we're not even out of the first quarter yet, folks. Central is still trying to find an answer for these Red Hawks. In comes Riley Hoyt, who puts one up for grabs, and guess who comes down with it? Montrose's quarterback, all right, Mr. Saunders, reminding everybody he got hands too, not just an arm. Next, short field for the Red Hawks, and here comes that bad man, Mr. Chase Meehan. He's gone, 23 yards, untouched, unbothered. It's 20-0 before halftime. Womack adds on another touchdown to the score. It's now 27-0. By the break, it is 34-zip Montrose, all Red Hawks, and the Red Hawks would receive the ball in the second half. And if you're wondering why that matters, folks, why they got the ball to start the second half, well, say hello to Mr. Ryan Reeder, 90 yards on the kick return. House call. Montrose running away with it. It is 40-zip, and it's all celebration on the Red Hawks sideline. Montrose makes the short trip down to Junction, and they don't just show up, they dominate. The Red Hawks take care of business, pitching a shutout against Central 41-0. That's 4 straight wins, and right now, Montrose is rolling.
I really thought we flew to the football, which is something we've been trying to preach and just trying to get hats to the ball on the defensive side. I thought they played with a lot of passion, a lot of energy, and trying to fly around. That was the thing that stuck with me. I mean, obviously there's things on film that I'm sure we're going to be able to correct and get better at, but if we're playing hard and trying to get to the ball, that can correct a lot of mistakes. So,
it's great to get those wins. Our focus is getting better each week. The goal is to get back to where we came from, and every week there's something new to work on and to get better at. So we never take a week off. We're always treating each team as if they're the best. So we take it week by week.
Man, Jeff, the Red Hawks, they did have a bye before this game, so I'm pretty sure that was a lot helpful for the reason why they put up 41 points in this game. But stick around, folks. We got more sports on the way. Jeff Hinkle will be here in action to give the recap from the Junction versus Wildcats, FRUITA Wildcats game. Stay tuned, guys. We got more sports coming your way.
It's Friday Night Frenzy, brought to you by Ford.
Welcome back into the Friday Night Frenzy presented by Ford. Well, folks, last year, Grand Junction snapped a skid against FRUITA in a 28-27 overtime thriller, and FRUITA hasn't forgotten that game. The Wildcats are coming off a statement win over Chaparral, and that overtime gut punch from a year ago, yeah, they've been waiting on this one, looking for payback. Let's get you out to the highlights. Both teams coming off of wins. FRUITA at 2-1, Grand Junction still undefeated at 3-0. The Tigers will get the ball first, and Andrew Neese wastes absolutely no time, keeps it himself, picks up a big chunk there for the Tigers for the first down. A few plays later, though, he will hand it to his running back, Matthias Martinez Sanchez. A straight bully ball, hard-nosed football, lowers his shoulder, muscles his way into the Junction end zone. Tigers strike first, 7-zip. FRUITA, fresh off that statement win over Chaparral, trying to respond in the second. Chris Bennett gets loose, rips off a run, and then grabs the face mask. Folks, you can't do that. That's a penalty. Penalty puts the Wildcats in prime position. A couple plays later, FRUITA knocking on the door, smelling the end zone, but too much juice, a false start. Penalty game is a-rolling. 4th and 2, Wildcats still trying to cash in, but the Tigers defense, stone cold, stone wall, stand them up, send them back, crowds into it, sidelines into it, players are into it. Everybody's going crazy. Tiger Nation is buzzing. Junction takes over at their own 1-yard line, but FRUITA flips the script. Martinez gets stuffed like Thanksgiving dinner, met by a wall of Wildcats. That's a safety. FRUITA's on the board at 7-2. That's where we sit at the half. Grand Junction is up 5. But folks, let's get to the final score graphic here for you, because we got the second half from the FRUITA Wildcats. They score 8 in the second half. FRUITA takes back the win and kind of wipes clean the bad taste out of their mouth from last year. Let's hear what Coach had to say about the tough and gritty game from the Wildcats.
It means a lot to us after losing last year. It means a lot because it's our next game. We've got kind of a winning streak going, and we want to ride that momentum and build upon it. And so there was a lot of questions on, how would we react after having a big win last week. And I think, we answered some of those tonight, but we've got bigger questions coming up next week against Montrose.
Jeff, second half, you were there. We were not. What did you see from the Wildcats?
Yeah, if you like 1956 Green Bay Packers football, the FRUITA Monument Wildcats will suit your fancy. It's hard-nosed, pound the rock kind of football. They established a run like no other team I've ever seen. I could probably count on one hand the amount of times that FRUITA threw the ball.
I mean, it wasn't pretty, but they got the win, and they did say that they're going to have to step it up against. They're going to be playing against a tough team in the Montrose Redhawks. Let's take a look at some other games that took place on the Western Slope tonight. FRUITA, not just the Rifle Bears, they're still searching for their first win as they fall to Roosevelt 48-0. The Bears will be back in action next week when they host the University Bulldogs.
And Delta High School, they were ripped off 2 straight going into this one. They hopped on the road and went north to face Rollins High School. Rollins, Wyoming, that is. Long road trip for them. This one was ugly early. It was 28-0. Panthers after the first quarter, 35 at halftime. Delta just ran away with this one to their 3rd straight win, 58-0. Delta moves to 3-1 on the season. They have a neutral site game against Alamosa next Friday.
Man, a lot of football here tonight. I mean, this was a lot of blowouts on the Western Slope here. I got to be honest. But, you know, that's what you're going to get some days, some nights here on the Western Slope. Guys, how impressed were you guys with, you know, the FRUITA Wildcats, the Montrose Redhawks, and just how well they played in this week?
Yeah, just resiliency from the FRUITA Wildcats, being down 5 at half to come back and score 8 unanswered to win that game. And Junction was driving to end that game. FRUITA defense came up big with a strip sack fumble to end that for them. But look at the Delta Panthers going up to Wyoming, getting a shutout win, not allowing a single point. Jackson, what do you think?
Yeah, I think Montrose, both the run game and the passing game, gets it done.
Yep, but that's the wrap on Friday Night Frenzy. Tune in next week for more football on the Western Slope. That's Jackson. I'm Titus. That's Jeff. I got it right for this time. Have a good night, folks.